Hey, welcome back to Club Junkies League Night. What's in the bag? We're on week 14, which is crazy. We're a 20-week league. We've only got 6 more weeks to go, which is kind of unbelievable. This year has been flying by. I mean, I missed a few weeks due to vacation and travel for work and stuff like that. So I've missed a few, but it is insane that we're already at week 14. So last week I shot 40. But it was a struggle. I tell you what, the killer was wedges. I just did not hit wedges well. I putted okay, and in the 2 times I hit driver, I actually hit 2 really good drives. That Ben Hogan driver, interesting enough, it doesn't feel like the ball is just like flying off the face. But when I walked up to my ball out in the fairway, I actually hit it like the same distance that I hit everything else. Like I was actually really shocked because it didn't feel fast. But when I got out there, I was hitting the same clubs into greens, and it's definitely long. I mean, the LST one is not crazy forgiving. It's got a little bit of movement to it, but I was shocked that it didn't feel as fast as it was. But it was definitely up there, and I was hitting from the same spots, hitting the same clubs into the green. So that was solid. I never hit the 3-wood. Unfortunately, never had a shot for it, so I never hit the 3-wood. Irons, I struck really well. Those AI 150s are really, really good. I think they're actually battling kind of for the gamer spot with my Cobra 3DP Tour. So that's going to be an interesting one to unfold as I get closer to my kind of big golf trip. But hit irons really well. I putted okay as well. I didn't really make anything putt-wise, but I didn't miss anything too glaring, didn't miss any 2-footers, anything like that. Putted it well, didn't have any 3-putts. And yeah, really, I hit it pretty decent. I just, if I didn't hit the green, I was not getting it close. I just wasn't wedging it on. And then even out in the fairway, when I had like full wedge shots into greens, I was just leaving stuff really short or missing it just left or whatever. I just the wedges just weren't my thing. So rest of the game was fairly solid. And again, walked away with a 40. So I can't really complain. I like to be 40 or under. So I hit kind of my goal at the high end. And yeah, so we'll hope that this week, for week 14, we play a little bit better, and hopefully we can get back under the 40 threshold. I did play really well over the weekend when I played also, so I can, kind of take that as well. After I played on Thursday, I played twice. I played Friday and played Saturday. Thank you to my wife. And I played really well on kind of both those days. So we're going to go to week 14 here, and we'll start at the top. As usual, we're going to jump into driver, and it is going to be the Cobra DS Adapt Max K. So this is the 10K driver, and this is the one that there is a ton of hype about. Usually when Cobra drivers are phenomenal, but usually the Cobra drivers, everybody talks about the X and the LS. Like those are the two. But this one here, the Max K, has been an absolute monster out there. Fitters, regular players, all that have really, really liked this thing. And I think it's a good combination of most of the time when you get into these like 10K style heads, they launch high, they spin a ton, and they don't have like crazy amounts of ball speed. But this one here, everybody's raving that it has great ball speed and it's still super forgiving. So going to be excited to play this one here. It's a 10.5 head, and I'm actually using my all-fit adapter, which does fit. There is like a fraction of a millimeter wider hosel than the actual all-fit adapter. So, but I've heard from a bunch of people who've used this that it works fine. They've had no problems. So we're going to go out there. Hopefully we won't destroy an adapter or a head, but we got this thing just set up as standard, so it will be the A1 position on there. So 10.5 head, and I'm excited to try this. I'm excited to, I hit it back when it first came out, at Cobra when I was there, kind of did a little fitting at their studio, and I really haven't hit it much since then. So excited to get this one out there and see what all the hype is about. Hopefully it can have some really good performance. We're playing the back 9, so we're going to be hitting driver on 1, 2, 10, 11, 13, 16, 17. So I'm going to hit driver a decent amount there, so this one hopefully will be really, really stable. Hopefully keep me in the fairway and have some easy shots into the green. Now, this is going to be shafted up with a UST Link M40X Blue. This is the TSPX concept version. So the difference is that the M40X material that they use in the regular links, which is typically like just in the tip section, they run it full length on this one. So it's a little bit more stable, a little bit more stout. I loved the shaft. I played it last year in my Gamer 3-wood the whole year. This is the mid-launch, kind of low spin shaft that they make here, but extremely stable, really underrated. I feel like these, there's a red, there's a black, but the blue one here is mid. They're really underrated. I think if you hit these, you'll be really surprised at the performance on these. They're really, really good. So, like I said, I love this in my 3-wood last year. I've had a little success with it in driver as well. It just depends on the head for me, it seems like. But I like this shaft. It's smooth. It's stable. It feels really good. So we're going to put this one in there mid-launch, kind of low spin. I think it's going to match up with the slightly spinnier head. For my game, that should work out pretty well because I'm not a super high spin player. But I've been hitting driver decent lately, so with a similar setup. So mid-launchish kind of shaft and in a 10.5 head. So we'll see how it goes here. But excited to put this combo in there. And that's a 60 F5, which is a 60X. And I know, a lot of people are like, well, you don't carry the club head speed for an X. I really don't. I tend to just hit X's a little straighter. So I probably could get a couple more yards out of a stiff, but I tend to hit the X's just a hair straighter. So we'll go with that there, the driver. And then for 3-wood, we are going to go with the Callaway Elyte X. So kind of the same vein as the driver. We're going maximum forgiveness with the X head. This is going to have a little bigger footprint, a little shallower face, so higher launch, but with a bunch of stability. So off the deck, it should be super easy to hit. Now, I probably won't hit it off the deck there. I would say, depending on wind, maybe hit it on 11 if the wind's there. Hit it on 9, and then after that, I don't know if I'll hit it much because you've got a couple par 3s, and there's a par 5 with a big pond in front, or a par 4 with a big pond in front, so you're not going to hit it there. But this thing here should be pretty good. I'm excited to kind of hit this again. Hit it at ECPC, Callaway's Performance Center, before it came out, and was really surprised and pleasantly surprised at how well it was, or how easy it was to hit, how well it worked. But this is a good head here. So hopefully some forgiveness. Again, I'm not sure how often it's going to be used. Like I said, the best chance is probably on 11, and definitely 9, probably off the tee. But this would be a good one to hit here and see, as stable as it is going to match up from what I hit on the range, taking it to the course. And we'll give this a run. This is a 15-degree head set to neutral and standard, or stated. So neutral lie angle, stated loft. So yeah, play at 15 degrees. And this is shafted up with a Fujikura Speeder NX Blue 70X, and this is one that I played this is my gamer shaft in the old original Paradigm Triple Diamond 3-wood. So that's what I played this thing in. That was my gamer there. And this shaft, I haven't found as much, it hasn't worked as well in some of the newer heads, but we'll see how it works here. Again, being something high launch, this thing is kind of a mid-launch, mid-spin shaft there. So a little softer handle than, say, Ventus Red. So if you're a player who needs a little bit of height, but you hit Ventus Red and it's just too stiff in the handle, this is kind of a good option to try as well. But it's a super smooth shaft, and when you get into kind of the 60 and 70 stiff and X flexes, this thing is a pretty stout, stable shaft. It's definitely going to be a surprise if you've never hit these before. It has that variable torque technology into it, so they actually analyze a couple different sections of the shaft and change the actual torque ratings up for each piece. So making it super stable and really high performance, and it feels really good. So Speeder NX Blue 70X goes in there. That'll be 3-wood. And then for the next club, we're going to go hybrid. I was really debating what to do in this spot, but we're going to go back with the Cobra King Tec hybrid. This is the 3 hybrid, the 19-degree. This is the one that's got the Future Fit 33 hosel, but it also has 2 movable weights on the bottom. So I put the heavy weight out in the toe, make it a little bit more neutral, take away some of the left out of it. It's a pretty compact head. When I first took it out the first time in league, it took me a couple holes to get used to it. Once I started hitting it well. I hit it really well. But it took me like the first 2 shots to kind of get it worked in and get the feel of it. So excited to go out there with it again now that I kind of know how it feels and plays. Hopefully we'll just step right out and start playing it playing it again. This one here, it's a 19-degree head. I do have the hosel set to C1, which is up 1 degree of loft, same lie angle. So we'll add a little bit of loft, make it 20 degrees, try to get a little more height out of it. It did come out a little bit flat when I did play it back in A1 previously, but we'll set this one up. Heavyweight toe, C1 in the hosel, so a little bit more loft, make it 20 degrees. And yeah, this thing's just, if you're a better player looking for a hybrid that you can take away a ton of the left, set the heavyweight out here, make this flat, the hosel flat, and you're going to have an anti-left hybrid. So a really good one for better players, stronger players who tend to struggle with hybrids. Deep face on it, you can hit off the tee. Really, really good hybrid here. And this is shafted up with the Mitsubishi MMT HY80. So this is the hybrid version of the MMT, 80 grams stiff. This thing has the stainless steel wire that kind of runs through it, so it adds some stability and some flexibility to the club. It's called the metal mesh technology. And while this shaft here produces kind of like a mid-launch, mid-spin flight as well, it feel-wise is smooth, but it kind of deadens almost too much vibration. It just kind of takes everything away a little bit. So I like a shaft that's a little bit more responsive, but in terms of performance, it's stable, it goes straight, and it does what it should do. So MMT 80 stiff in the hybrid for the kind of 3-iron, 7-wood, whatever kind of spot you want to call it there. And then for the irons we are going to go with the PXG 0317CBs. So this is a set that I kind of forgot about in a sense. And as you can see on here, there's writing on it where that was the old swing weight. when I put these shafts in, and I got some heavier weights in the back of these. These things, yeah, this one was C9 for the 7-iron, but I got some heavier weights from PXG, so these are back up to, I believe, D1 on all these. But this thing here is a really, really good 3x forged steel head, tons of perimeter weighting to a deep cavity in it. Nice sole design with some little trailing edge relief. But this thing's really soft and plays really well. I think everybody who has tried this CB has been really shocked at how playable and how good it is, how good it feels, how good it looks. It's just one of those ones you just don't see a lot. You don't see a lot of the CB, but when the people who do, they play it, it is really solid. So it's got good turf interaction there, a little bit more bounce on this sole than maybe some other CBs. And again, a little bit heavier perimeter weighting than some others. So it is actually a little bit more playable, a little bit more forgiving than you give it credit for. It's kind of got a shorter blade length from heel to toe, which some people will like if you look at like it compared to say like a Blueprint S. The Blueprint S is a little bit longer, but this thing here is just really soft, feels really good, and it's actually got a little bit of forgiveness built into it, which is kind of nice. But I've liked these a lot. They've been around for a couple of years. I think I feel like we may see a new version of something like this, maybe coming later on. But this thing here is really, really good. So we're gonna go with the PXG. We're gonna go 4 through gap wedge. So yeah, the 4-iron, which I usually play like a hybrid or something like that, I'm putting the 4-iron in because these are shafted up with KBS PGIs. Now we're gonna place 5 through gap wedge in the 100 weight, and the 4-iron is going to be in the 90-gram weight. So a little bit lighter in the 4-iron. But we're gonna see how the 4-iron goes. We're gonna give it a try. Haven't played a lot of 4-irons this year. A couple of them in some sets, but most of it playing utilities or hybrids. But yeah, we're going to go 4-iron through gap wedge on these. So the 4-iron here is very clean. I think I've hit this only a handful of times because it's been kind of thrown out of the bag. But yeah, a little lighter weight, 90-gram shaft for the PGI in the 4-iron, and then 100-gram in the the 5 through pitching or 5 through gap wedge. Now these here they're not like marked like stiff X, whatever. The 90 is kind of stiff, and then the 100s are kind of like the stiff S plus for KBS or X. It's a little bit stiffer, in the 100-gram, but they still have a little bit of play. These are designed to be a little bit higher launching. There's also the TGI, which is the Tour graphite iron shaft that launches a little bit flatter, has a little bit lower spin. This is the Player's graphite iron, and this one here launches just a little bit higher and spins a little bit more. So I've hit these in some hybrids, and I have a 90-gram set that is somewhere, I can't remember what iron set I put it in, but I've hit these before, really good feel, they're very smooth, so excited to hit the 100 grams again, and these irons, I'm excited to hit them because it's been a little while, and I reshafted these. These used to have some Project X shafts in them, or they came with True Temper elevates. I put in some Project X shafts, and then I reshafted these kind of like right in the spring, and then I just kind of never hit them since. So I was kind of looking through what irons I was going to play, saw these sitting there, and I was like, I got to go with these. I haven't given them some love yet, so we'll give these some love this week at League. Now, since we're playing the matching gap wedge there, we're just going to have 2 wedges to go with. So the first one is going to be the Mizuno Pro T-3. So this is the cavity back version in the Mizuno lineup. So kind of I wouldn't call it newer, but kind of like gets rid of maybe the S series that they had before. They had the kind of that S wedge that was the first one was multi-material, then the next one came in, had a little different weighting, but this S3 is just a little bit bigger, not as compact of a head as the T1. It is still grain flow forged, and it just has a little bit of cavity to it, a little bit different weighting and a different sole design, so should be a little bit more forgiving, a little easier to hit. I've hit this on the range, but I have not really played it. I think maybe one time on the course, but I played a lot of the T1, haven't played a lot of the T3, so I don't have like the T3, I only have the 56, so I don't really have like a whole set. But these things here, I liked it on the range. It played really well there. We'll see how the turf interaction is. This is a 10-degree bounce M sole, so good leading edge, pre-worn leading edge, a little wear there to help with getting into the turf and reduce digging, and then a decent amount of kind of trailing edge relief. So you're going to open this thing up a little bit. Also going to help it release from the turf as you hit full shots. So just kind of a versatile sole design for a wedge that's kind of marketed as being a little bit more forgiving, a little bit more playable. But same groove design and everything as the T1. Again, forged, so it's going to feel really good. But this is going to be, I think this is going to be a really good wedge. I've heard of a few people playing these T3s and have been really, really impressed by them. So we're going to give it a shot and see there. And this is shafted up with a KBS Hi-Rev 2.0. So wedge-specific shaft from KBS is 115 grams. And I believe the Hi-Rev 2.0 offers a little bit softer tip section, so it's going to launch just a little bit higher, add a little bit more height to those wedge shots. But excited to play this one and get to use it again. And then for lob wedge, I was kind of debating because I was like, didn't have a matching lob wedge in the T3, so I was like, well, what am I going to bring? And it just rained yesterday, so it's kind of wet out. So the course is going to be probably a little softer. So we're going to go with the Callaway Opus Platinum. I think I played this earlier in the year, but this is the Opus Platinum, which means it actually has a tungsten piece up here they put in to actually lower the flight a little bit. And I know a lot of people look at stuff like that, like, ah, it's snake oil. Honestly, I hit the regular Opus versus this Opus or the Opus Platinum, and honestly, I feel like the Opus Platinum does come out a little bit flatter. So I think Callaway does have something with that. I think it actually did work. And yeah, it's just got that little tungsten. So this one is the 60 it's a 60 degree, and it's at the 8-degree bounce Z grind on the sole. So even though it says 8 degrees of bounce, when you look at it, it's got a little wider sole. It's got that pre-worn leading edge. It's not going to play, I think, as low bounce as 8 degrees is marked. And if you open the face a little bit, there is definitely kind of some full sole there. It's a little bit wider. You're going to get more sole out of that thing. So it's going to float through the turf, through the wet turf well. It's going to float through any bunkers they got to play. And this thing here should play really, really solid. And when you play it square, that pre-worn leading edge should get the leading edge down under the ball, be able to hit some higher lofted shots. But I played this thing a little bit last year or 2 years ago when it came out. The grind and I didn't get along 100%, 100%, but I am hitting wedges a little bit better. I feel like I've kind of like improved my wedge game a touch, so we'll see how this goes and see if maybe it'll get a little bit of a second life here with me. But excited to play this one. This one is shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold mid tour issue 115. So it's weird that they put the tour issue on like the mid 115s, but this is what this one is. So a little bit lighter weight, 115 grams. The mids are a little bit higher launching. I really like the mid iron shaft, so wedge shaft will perform kind of the same. Not going to hit a lot of full shots, so probably not going to notice a huge difference in terms of ball flight. Most of my 60-degree shots are all around the green, kind of 50 yards and under. And even at 50 yards, I'm probably going to use a 56 over a 60. So unless I've got to carry a bunker or do something like that. So we're going to go with the 60-degree there. And again, remember that the gap wedge is going to be matching the PXG set. And then for putter, we're going to go something kind of unique. And I'm on the fence of what I'm going to do with this one. But this is going to be the Mizuno M.Craft 4X, or M.Craft X4. So this is the one that actually has the backs on these can all be replaced. So the face, the bottom half of the sole, and the necks are all one piece. They're all one piece, got a milled face, all that. And then if you pull the movable weights out, you can actually slide the back out. And there's like 4 different backs on here. So this is the kind of squared off mallet look with the slant neck. And then they also make a kind of a fang looking one, kind of like a number 7. They make a more rounded one. There's a couple different backs on this, but these things are all really high quality, really well made. I've got this one at the slant neck. I have the plumber's neck as well, but this one here just feels kind of the best when I go kind of just putt with it. And the sight lines are kind of interesting. It's got a little sight line here, and then the 2 on the shoulders, there's little like horizontal sight lines, which are interesting. And at first I thought it was just part of the glare off the milling, but it actually is filled in with paint. So I didn't even notice that at first. I noticed it later on. But this thing feels good. It's got a good solid feel to it. It's soft, fairly, I'll call it a mid milling on it. Nothing too crazy. No, not really deep, but it feels really solid, really good off the face. And it feels good through the stroke. So we'll see how it goes. It'll be the first time me taking it out on the course. It's just got like a black steel shaft on it and a kind of a Mizuno M.Craft X grip on it. It's made by Lin-Q. It's kind of got this slightly tacky kind of rubber over it. It's kind of a little bit like a Garson Quad Tour in terms of like kind of the shape of it. It's very edgy, but it is 35 inches long. I don't play a 35-inch putter. I usually play a 33-inch putter. So I may cut it down and regrip it, or I may yank the shaft off and put another shaft on it that's 33 inches, or I might just play it and choke down. I don't know yet. We're going to see. So I'm recording this the day before, so I've got a little time. If I want to kind of, do something with it, I definitely have the time to do that. So this M.Craft X is going to be the putter. Kind of excited to try, use this thing. Like I said, feels good here. It is big, as a putter. It's definitely big. It's a little bit bulky, kind of long heel to toe. For this kind of mallet shape that I've seen other people make, this one's definitely the largest out of all of them. So definitely a bigger putter. If you're not into that, this may not suit your eye so well, but in terms of the feel, really, really good. So that is going to be the what's in the bag for this week. For ball, I'm probably just going to play Pro V1X. I know I always try to kind of switch it up, play different balls, but this one I'll probably just play Pro V1X. It's the ball I usually play. It's kind of a gamer. But yeah, that is the what's in the bag for week 14 for my league night. So check back next week. We'll go over what worked, what didn't, how I played, and jump into week 15's bag. So check back next week, and we'll let you know.